classic racing.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about that earlier, going back to the early years of the Amgen Tour California. What makes you keep bringing this race back? Because it seems like every year we get a bigger and better reception here in Modesto.
You know what's amazing? It's our volunteers. We have great cycling clubs, cycling teams around here. People like John Sanders, who head up our volunteer committee. Stanislaus County Bike Club. These people work tirelessly. And you know what? They know what it's like to bring world-class sporting events to our city. And when this happens, everyone wants to make a success. And I think that's what makes Modesto special. Is it's people, it's downtown, and it's volunteers.
I think those are all great reasons that we keep coming back here at the Amgen Tour California. I want to recognize our premier sponsors that also were a big part in bringing the race to town. You know we couldn't do without them. Darren Kumar, the Executive Chief Officer at Sutter Health Memorial Medical Center. Christina Santos, the Multimedia and Marketing Manager at B Media Services. And Roper McLean from Cumulus Radio. These are your local celebs here.
Without these partners, Modesto Stage 2 would not be possible. We thank you for the media partners. These people roll it out. They've been covering cycling, working with the kids, working with the Breakaway for Cancer, working with Sutter Health's Triumph program, and not only that, making sure that this entire city is rallying around this sport. I mean, a lot of people grew up racing around here, and guys like, Bob Roll, who are world famous, he raced these streets as a criterium rider back in the days. So everyone here knows that, and these partners help make it happen. And we love our TV, media, radio, and all that support. And Manny's here representing the city of Modesto. He took a leap of faith, bringing this to town, and check it out, man. All the cycling world eyes are on Modesto right now.
Yeah, we're going to be on television in over 120 countries today, highlighting the beauty of Modesto. It doesn't get much better than that, does it?
That's right, and we're here telling everyone, hey, we're the beautiful home of American graffiti. We love cycling, and we're proud to be a part of this. And LA, let's go, let's race, man. Mountain Hamilton's going to be a grinder. So we kind of dig at the fact that this stage could bust it all up this afternoon. I mean, it's a grueling stage, so we're proud to be here. Thank you for bringing it to town.
You guys picked a heck of a day to host the Amgen Tour California. How about a round of applause for your local organizing committee, the folks that helped bring the best professional cyclist in the world to Modesto, California. Great job, guys.
I wish Chris could find a little passion or energy.
Let's get back to
What
a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Even the bee is like, whoa, man, this guy's got it going on. Hey, how about the bees? I'm happy to see them making a big, strong comeback. Yeah. They're really critical.
You were worried there for a while.
I was freaking out for a while. So,
all right, let's bring up our next team. This will be the United Arab Emirates. Team Emirates, as we welcome Andrea Guardini, Simone Canzoni, Christian Durasek, Filippo Cana, Marco Kopp, Stek Langen, Yusuf Almadi, and Federico Zerlo, the UAE Team Emirates.
Andrea Guardini, a very interesting team. First trip to the United States. How are the guys doing?
Yeah, we are very good team, and we have Christian and Vega for the stage GC contenders.
Yesterday, as you came back into Sacramento, who was the team trying to move up? Who was the sprinter we should watch later in the race?
Yesterday we chose to do the sprint for Marco, and we have a good placement in the top 10, and we try to better next race.
Well, good luck out there today, guys. This is going to be a team, Brad, the first time we've had them in the United States, the United Arab Emirates team.
We'll have them step forward for one last team photo. Great to have these guys coming out of the Middle East.
Yeah, that's been an interesting, over the last decade, the number of races and teams, Dubai, Oman. It's become a hotbed of cycling here, especially really early season, isn't it? If you go into late January, early February, whether you're Australia or the Middle East is
Sort
where
of
we're racing now.
First block of World Tour racing. It's some nice warm weather early in the year.
I believe our friends at the ASO put on the Tour of Oman, which would be That'd be a race with your name written all over it.
I love me some sunshine.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, pay attention now. We've got one of the big squads of the Amgen Tour coming up now.
Well, we saw these guys on the front yesterday. No doubt we'll see the red jerseys again today as we welcome Team Katusha Alpecin, led by Alexander Kristoff, Tiago Machado, Marco Mathis, Michael Morkov, Niels Pollitt, Mr. Estrepo, Mads Verse, and Rick Zabel.
Well, Rick Zabel, the name might be familiar as he's been racing as a pro for a few years, and his dad, Eric, has been with the race, one of the greatest sprinters in Tour de France history. This really is a monster team. Katusha Alpecin, a Russian sponsor, but with a Norwegian star, and here he is, Alexander Kristoff. Alexander, the team rode well yesterday, really got up in the fight, but man, on those wide roads, we talked about it in Sacramento, it is so hard to control anything, man.
Yeah, it was hard, and yeah, we failed a bit at the end. We tried our best, but at the end we came a bit far back, and we had to dig deep into the front, and at the end that was completely empty. So yeah, today is a harder stage, but tomorrow we will try again in the sprint train, and yeah, we are working on it. So we were actually trying good yesterday, but then we failed, and for sure not everybody can succeed every time. So I hope we have better luck next time.
You know, as a guy who's won the biggest races, like Flanders, like Milan-San Remo, it is amazing to me that we have this sport where only one guy wins, and that doesn't mean that the 134 guys lost. You have to look at it as a team sport, really, don't you?
Yeah, sure. So especially in the sprint and the lead-outs, it's really, you really have to have a good team around you to win. And you saw yesterday with Kittel, they rode just perfectly, and yeah, I don't think he had too big difficulties yesterday to win when he had this nice lead-out.
Yeah, when it runs that smoothly, you're absolutely right. So hey, we talk about today in Mount Hamilton, Alexander, that this climb is tough. But I mean, a guy who wins Flanders, what's tough to you? You should be able to get over anything, I would think. What's your challenge on Hamilton? Is it just being able to sustain for that long?
Yeah, for me it will be the length and also how steep it is. So for sure it's really on the limit what I can handle, and it depends really on the speed. If the best guys in the class want to go hard today, for sure I will struggle. If they still take it easy, it will be a possibility to survive. So it depends really how the race is going.
It'll be really interesting and fun to watch. That's Alexander Kristoff. This is Katusha Alpecin. And that was Andrew Talansky, wasn't it, signing in here? That shows me how seriously Andrew is taking this.
Andrew and Tom Skoij coming to sign in early for the Canada Dre Pack team, so clearly they're targeting the stage out there today. All right. I was going to say, it looks like our next team ready to sign in here, as this will be the Dimension Data team, with an American starting with Mr. Ben King, Nicholas Dougal, Bernie Eisel, Tyler Farah, Jans van Rensburg, Lachlan Morton, Mark Renshaw, and Scott Thwaites. What a team, the Dimension Data team.
Yeah, and we talked about Quebec as well, giving a hand up to those in sub-Saharan Africa that need it, and it's all about providing bicycles as a tool for empowerment, and they do a great job of raising funds and buying bikes and getting them there.
Lachlan Morton's going to wait for the teammates. In true team fashion, I like it. And now he's changed his mind. He said, all right, I waited long enough. You get like a 3-minute grace period to come to your team sign-in, and then if you're not here, we just move on. So Lachlan, come on, let's grab a word with Lachlan Morton here. Lachlan, you love racing here in California. It's always treated you well. Are you enjoying the race so far after yesterday in Sacramento?
Yeah, loving it. So it's been a race in America, and yeah, I've got a history of racing here, and yeah, just enjoying each stage.
Hey, talk about your team. What is the focus, the squad that you guys put together for the Amgen Tour of California? What's the real goal for you guys this week? What's the big goal for you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a pretty strong all-round team. You know, obviously losing Cav with illness was a bit of a blow, but you know, I think we've got a team here who can pick up the slack. We'll try to do something on the GC, and then you know, Riney and the whole sprint team here. So you know, I think we've got a lot of opportunities.
today. Good day for you, Mount Hamilton. A lot of climbing. I assume you're going to try and be in that front group up and over Mount Hamilton.
Yeah, I mean, that's the plan. But, you know, it's a bike race, and anything could happen out there. But, yeah, we'll try and get up there and be around the front and see what we can do.
We've been asking all the guys, how many riders do you think are in the group as you come up and over that last climb, up and over Mount Hamilton? How many riders at the front of the race?
It's going to depend on how it's raced. You know, I think there's the potential for it to be 10 guys or less, or, you know, could be 30 or 40 guys. It just depends on how aggressive the stage is, and yeah, that'll really depend how many that we have to finish.
All right, have fun out there. Good luck. That's Lachlan Morton with the Dimension Data team.
All right, hey, Tyler and Mark. All right, guys. Yesterday, one of the stages we looked like thinking would be a sprint, but you know what? World Tour guys like yourself, I'm going to ask you both. You can make that selection over Hamilton, can't you?
No. It might be a sprint, but it's not going to be a sprint for more than about 10 or 15 guys, I would think. It's a pretty nasty stage today, so I think this is one of the days, maybe not the decisive GC day, but it'll be the first shake-up, I would think.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Mark, you know, as a World Tour rider who's been, you know, winning at the highest level for more than a decade, do you know your limits in this sport? Is that something you have to come to grips with, just realize either Hamilton is doable or not, but trying to half-ass it isn't going to work?
Look, it's pretty easy to know your limits here. Yeah, some good riders here. We've got some guys who we're going to try and take on today, and a lot of other teams who want to, I suppose, bust it up on the climb. So they'll make sure there's no fast guys there.
Thank you, Mark. Mark Renshaw from Australia, now from Austria. How many times do people get that one messed up, Bernie? This is Bernie Eisel. Apparently it's confusing for the world, isn't it?
Probably my accent is a little bit, yeah. But just wondering what Rachel just said now.
Me too. Actually, because Australia guys have a lot to say, don't they?
Rachel a little bit less than the other Australian.
So, hey Bernie, how many times have you raced with us at the Amgen Tour? I saw Bob Stapleton the other night going back to the old HTC days. You have to have at least 4 under your belt.
I think, yeah, a bit more, 6, probably 6, yeah. No, I always enjoyed it, and I always, yeah, I would love to come back every year. Just sometimes we have to go to the Giro, but I always enjoy being here, and I hope to be back next year.
I love asking, you know, for the folks in Modesto, they know you travel the world. You know, you're living out of a suitcase for, you know, 280 days. Racing 100 days a year, but when you have some downtime and you're in America, what do you like? What do you look forward to enjoying just as a person, not a cyclist?
I mean, that's because the calendar is getting so intense, so we don't even have so much time anymore, but it's always good. I spent 6 weeks or 5 weeks in Malibu a few years ago, and just like when you can travel to California and just train and just enjoy the sun, good vibe and great people.
You work so hard, stay so fit, it has to be awesome to just kick back and have a margarita.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. Hey, that's Bernie Eisel. This is Dimension Data. This is a team also of American Ben King, Brad. So I love this team. They really have that spirit that you're looking for in sport. Looks like I'll see some blue.
Yeah, this is going to be healthcare coming to check in the American Pro Continental outfit, led by former World Tour rider Greg Henderson. We also welcome the man for today, Javier Osvedo, Johnny Clark, Daniel Eaton, Daniel Jaramillo, Gavin Mannion, Travis McCabe, and Tanner Putt.
So they're calling this the Kiwi War Club? Is that what I heard, Greg Henderson?
This actually helps me craft my mobile gnomes that I have in my backyard.
So it's an artist tool. It's a shaping tool.
It's a shaping tool for my gnomes.
You know, what's really crazy to me is I think most people in America thought that gnomes were sort of our thing, garden gnomes, and it's a big deal. Or you're into hobbits.
Yeah, I love the hobbits.
I bet you do. I bet you do. So hey, this team, yesterday you guys did get up there, but boy, it is really next level when you hit Amgen Tour California, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, we spoke about it, and it's, if you look at the depth of sprinters here, it's actually harder to win a stage here than it would be at a sprint stage here than it would be at the Giro at the moment, just with the depth of sprinters. So, you know, we try and hold position with 2 or 3 of us up there. It's, you know, against these World Tour things, it's very, very difficult, but, you know, we were there, we were in the mix, and then, you know, a couple of unfortunate events sprinting.
And it's been your life. It really has. Greg, we had heard, it was really interesting, and I want your perspective. This is Greg Henderson, the New Zealand champion and multi-time Olympian we're talking with United Healthcare. Greg, we had heard from the other racers that when these discussions happen about in the breakaway, does your team like it, that for a lot of the riders, they defer to one spokesperson for the team to keep everything on the same page. You can't have three guys brokering deals out there at the same time. Is that fair to say that every team does have their, let's call it a union representative when these heavy-duty discussions happen about chasing breaks back or whatever the business of the race might be?
Oh, absolutely. There's one guy that's usually has the most experience and has been in this situation in a race, whether the break's going to be dangerous, whether you actually want the break to last longer than a certain amount of kilometres, and when to actually bring the break back, because the last thing you want to do is bring the break back too early. So it's, you talk around the teams that have the same common interest, and that common interest for us usually is a lunch sprint. So, they'll talk to me and come and say to me, okay, when do we start riding, when do you want to catch it? Okay, how many guys are you going to put up there? And then we'll come to an agreement where, okay, we'll put two up, and you put two up, and then another team will come and they'll put two up. So then the next thing you've got 6, 7 riders chasing you, break of 6, and it just becomes a mathematical equation where you're going to catch them inside the last 10 kilometres, and we'll set up for a lunch sprint.
Thanks. That's really interesting stuff, Greg. Last question for you. Number one goal today to get Travis McCabe into the ultimate selection. We know there's going to be one. Is it going to be 20 guys, 15, 30? Who knows? But getting Travis McCabe up there, the game plan today? I know it's tough to pin you down on that.
It's just tough to predict. They go absolutely apeshit from the beginning of Mount Hamilton, and it's only going to be pure climbers left. And but if it's a controlled tempo, hard but not full gas, then Travis can make it. But it all just depends on what these big boys do and whether they want a selection at the top of Mount Hamilton. And if that's the case, then we have Arnie Azevedo, we have Kevin Mannion, and we have Caramillo also. So we've got options, we've got cards to play.
Thanks, Greg. Hey, it is worth noting that there are very, very few riders in the history of this race that have finished as a non-World Tour rider on the podium, and it could very well be one of these men. I'm looking at you, Kevin Mannion. All right, here we go. This is United Healthcare. They're in for the fight here today. Let's give the men in blue a big hand.
Well, United Healthcare, one to watch. We now move to one of our World Tour outfits in the red and black jerseys. This is Trek Segafredo with John Degenkolb, Cohen de Court, Ruben Guerrero, Markel Irizar, Keo Reinen,